It's time for
What's up? Franco here with NextLevelBallPlayer.com. We're joined today by the one and only Derek Holland. Thank you for taking some time with us. We're going to jump right into it. Derek, what's one baseball-related lesson you learned early on that has kind of led to your success over the years?
The big thing I'd say is to never let something bother you. Like if you give up a home run or a base hit or a walk-off, you know, somebody gives up something to where you lose, you try not to remember those kind of things. You want to put it past you. Don't let that dictate how you're going to perform the rest of the day or for your next outing. So you can't just let something like a little thing like that bother you.
Yeah, that's good. And as far as pitching-specific advice, what's the best piece of pitching advice you've ever received?
I would say never to give in. I mean, no matter who you're facing, you know, you're just like them. You know, you're all fighting for the same thing. I mean, you know, I've faced some pretty big hitters, Albert Pujols and Derek Jeter and those guys, and you just never give in to them. I mean, give them their credit. Obviously, they're major league athletes for a reason, but at the same time, you're doing the same thing. You're trying to, you know, get them out as well, and they're trying to hit off of you. So you can't let anything, can't give somebody too much credit to where,
Time to get to class.
Yeah, time to get to class. Don't give them too much credit to where you give them so much credit that you can't take care of business and what you need to do.
Is there one batter that's just giving you fits?
Derek Jeter.
Jeter?
He's probably the hardest guy I've ever faced. I'd say lifetime, he might be, I'd say he's probably 9 for 13 off me right now.
Nice.
So it's pretty good.
Yeah. What was the hardest adjustment for you? You were drafted in the 25th round at a JUCO, and was that down, where was that at?
Down in Alabama.
Alabama.
Ball State Community College.
Yep. And what was the hardest adjustment for you transitioning to minor league baseball?
There's no coaches there pushing you. That's the big thing is you're now running your own show. You know, if you don't work out or perform to your standards, you're going to be out of the game a lot quicker than you think. There's nobody sitting there going, Derek, you better go run, or Derek, you better go work out. It's more you telling yourself that you need to do this, and I think that's how it should be in all sports anyway. You shouldn't be carried around on a pedestal trying to tell you what to do.
Yeah. One of our readers, Colin from Strongsville, wanted to know, how do you build arm strength?
For me, I do a lot of long toss. That's the big thing is I probably stretch it out maybe 180 feet or longer. For me, I can go longer than that now, but before, I'm not sure how old Colin is, but
he's in high school.
Okay, so yeah, it's you should be able to get to about 180 feet. You want it on a line. You don't want to be lollipopping anything out there, so you want to make sure everything's on a line so you can build up arm strength. And the other thing is you got to work your legs and your core, and that's the big thing. Is like for me, that's where I got most of my velocity. I mean, obviously it's a God-given talent, but at the same time you can strengthen it and make it better. So leg workouts and definitely flexibility is the most important when it comes to the long tossing.
Now, you have exercises that you do for the flexibility side of things?
I would do band exercises actually. It's you're gonna do a walk. You're gonna take what are those, like a thorough band?
Yeah.
Take one of those and you stretch it out, and you want to do a Y, and then you want to do a straight up, and then you also want to do the one where you, God, I can't even think of how you say it. You're gonna have your arms straight up, and you're gonna bend up 90 every time.
Yeah.
You just continue to do those kind of things. It's just shoulder routine exercises. You can Google it on the internet. It's the Jobs exercise. That's actually what it is.
Yeah. No, those are good. All right. This past season, July 2nd, you had a 5+ ERA, up and down, and all of a sudden something clicked. Rest of the way, I think only Verlander had more wins than you. You were 10-1 with a 2.77. What happened? Why don't you touch on the physical side and the mental side, but what kind of flipped that switch for you?
You know, it's the main thing is you always have your bumps and bruises. You go through some hard times, and the main thing is no matter what the situation is, you continue to fight through it. You know, I obviously had, like you said, those few games where I would only last maybe 2/3 of an inning or something like that. So I mean, it's funny to me now. I laugh about it, but you know, it really stinks that you have that. But you got to stay positive, continue to fight through it. And with me, what I did was I watched a lot of film, trying to figure out what I was doing wrong. I caught a few flaws in my mechanics right out the gate, so I made sure I did that. Started working on it in my bullpen, and it obviously didn't just right away happen. Like I had to pick it up each time, and I noticed I was throwing more and more across my body each start that I was making until the start that you had just named. The next start, I started to get my line back into a straight line, instead of throwing it across my body, and I started to pick up more on my velocity and also my location, and it helped me in the long run. So, like I was saying though, don't ever give up just because of how bad things are going for you. Because trust me, you're gonna go through bad times, and you can get back and go through it if you just continue to fight through it.
Yeah. Was there something mentally that you would say in your head to make sure you were stepping forward, or how did you make that adjustment transfer into the game?
Whatever you do in the bullpen, you should be able to do in a game. That's what we've been taught. So if you have the confidence to throw it in the bullpen, you should have the confidence to throw it in a game. And the big thing is confidence dictates everything. If you can tell yourself that I'm going to throw, a knuckleball for a strike, then you're going to throw it for a strike when you're out on the mound.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all the game of baseball is a big mental game. If you can tell yourself you're going to do it, you're going to do it.
Yeah. Leads right into the mindset. Describe your mindset in the following places. One, in the bullpen before one of your starts.
What do you mean,
like what's your mind?
Working out?
No, like you're in the bullpen before one of your starts.
We never get to sit out there though.
No, you're warming up before the game.
Oh, before the game. Okay.
Yeah, I know you guys don't hang out there.
Yeah, they don't get to let us do that. The mindset there is just to make sure you're already mentally prepared for the game to begin with. So when you're out there, it's more to make sure your mechanics are right. Your follow through, all your pitches are looking all right. You just kind of want to establish yourself out there in the bullpen, so that way you know what you're going to bring to the game. And then, that's really the main thing is when you go out there, you just want to make sure you have everything established and you know your mechanics are working right.
And then what goes through your mind when you're walking out to the mound to start the first inning?
I mean, I'd love to tell you what I really say, but I can't. It's a little, it's not PG rated, but it's just you're getting yourself prepared for who you're going up against. You want to tell yourself that nobody's going to beat you. It's your day. You're the king of that place. You control the game. It's your I don't know how you want to put it. It's like your way of doing things. You get to control everything. Nobody can slow you down. You take it one pitch at a time. Just stay focused and just worry about one thing, and that's just going right after him and execute the pitch.
Yeah. Coach Wes from Dallas wanted me to ask you, what was your physical and mental preparation going into Game 4 of the World Series? Obviously, probably the biggest game you pitched in your life. Huge part of the series. What did you do leading up to that put you in the right place to succeed?
Well, first, the media kept trying to put a lot of pressure on me, saying, this is a must-win, you got to do this. And then they also brought up some stuff that I already had in my head to motivate myself was, we know what happened to you last year at the World Series. You didn't throw a strike. What makes you think that you can be able to do it now? Like, you got all kinds of stuff like that. So it's more of a motivational thing. It kind of pumped me up. But at the same time, I made sure that I redeemed myself because I was not happy with the way I pitched in the ALCS. So I knew I had to redeem myself. And I also just continued to watch film, study the hitters. I picked C.J. Wilson's brain big time because he had faced him right before me.
Yeah.
So the big thing is I was trying to interact with all my teammates to figure out what they see flaw-wise with these guys and what I could do. And I just went out there, did my usual game plan. But the main thing is you prepare mentally of what you're going to do, and then you visualize it as well. Like when I was at home, before I went to bed, I watched the video of the Cardinals, just so that way when I went to sleep, it was in my mind. I was thinking about it. And I did that for like the 3 nights before the game. And then you just try to visualize as much as you can because that's how you mentally prepare yourself, is to think about those kind of things going into the game.
That's awesome. That's great. And then let's see. What advice would you give pitchers out there that want to take their game to the next level?
The game's a mental game. If you can't be mentally tough, it's going to be very hard for you. I mean, you're going to have some ups and downs. I mean, obviously, I've had the ups and I've had the big-time downs. So you just got to be able to handle it. And the main thing is it's not an easy job. You got to work really hard. You can't take anything for granted.
Yeah. I know you've gotten a little bit of pub for Ron Washington coming out and taking you out of that game. Can you walk me through what that interaction was like?
He came out and I was begging him to stay in there, and of course he did his usual thing. He's like, "Nah, you can't, son. You got to get out of this game." I was like, "Well, Wash, I'm doing everything I can. Just let me finish. I can get the double play. I can guarantee you that. I know what I got to do." And
He
then
had a two-hitter going on at this point.
But he didn't care. It was
Yeah.
too close, and his next response kind of blew me away. He's like, "Oh, I don't care, son. You got to understand it. You've done too much. You've thrown so many pitches. Wait till you hear that crowd when you get out there. They're gonna boo me. You listen to what they do for you." And I was like, "Well, Wash, I don't care what they're doing. Just let me finish." And then next thing you know, "You can't argue with me, son. Now get out of this game." But he said some other things. I'm not gonna say what he said. And then that's when I was walking off, and I got probably one of the greatest ovations I've ever had.
Yeah, what was going through your mind walking off that mound?
The first thing I went through is, man, I didn't get to finish the game. But then after that, it was just, I was in awe. Like, the crowd was so loud. I've never heard anything as loud as that. My body just felt like jello as I was walking off. I'm very, like, not trying to be funny, but it's like surprising that I made it off the field, because it was like my body, I couldn't even feel my body. And then just the way that the fans were, I mean, they've been there for me through the thick and the thin. So
Yeah.
it was awesome to have them do that.
Dude, that's cool. Anything else you want to say to high school players out there wanting to get better, college kids wanting to play in professional baseball?
I mean, it's all about motivating yourself. I mean, you can't just expect coaches to come and push you. You got to do things on your own. If you can't do it yourself, then it's going to be a short career for you. So make sure that you can work hard, do everything on your own. Don't try to ask for people to help you to do stuff. You got to do it yourself.
Hi, go to nextlevelballplayer.com, the place where aspiring ball players go to get better.
Fantastic.
Good job.
Yeah, man. Dude, I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thanks
Thank
a lot.
you.
It's time for